Introducing first, replacing the injured Great Khali from St. Louis, Missouri, weighing in at 245 pounds, the legend killer, Randy Orton.
My God, Cobra! It appears the Viper Randy Orton is taking over from the Great Khali who was injured backstage. The symbol of Woo has come to defend Woo.
That's amazing. It's like he stepped right out of the logo, right out of 2004. The legend killer himself, Randy Orton.
I mean, maybe that goes to explain who attacked Super Blizzard.
Maybe. Listen to this crowd.
This crowd's going wild for Randy Orton, of course. Back in 2004, he defeated Name Redacted to become the World Heavyweight Champion, thus cementing him a place in the logo of the board that made this pay-per-view.
Absolutely. Just talk about wrestlers or symbols. There will be none higher than King Randy. He's going to have his hands full tonight. Woo takes on the WWO in this War Games match. And we heard the crowd coming unglued, but now they're putting their ire for a man who's a bit of a different kind of unglued here.
Next, from Penagura, Santa Prisca, weighing in at 414 pounds, Bane!
And that's gotta be Bane. Bane last year made his presence felt in the Dr. House versus Thrill Murray match where he took on both men and seemingly destroyed them. This man is unstable. I'm not sure if he's fighting for the Woo World Order or if he's just under the payroll of Dark Matrix.
Man, I don't even know where he found this guy other than a pit somewhere.
Next, hailing from Mod City by way of Raleigh, North Carolina, weighing in at 385 pounds, Omega BR!
And it's nice to see Omega fully clothed as he wears his clothes. Now I've heard there has been some dissension in the ranks of the Woo World Order to do with this man and Bane.
See if they can work as a cohesive unit tonight.
And next, from Washington, D.C., weighing in at 263 pounds, Barack says.
Barack says his third Rasslemania. He's beaten Juan Cena. He beat all the mods last year. Can he be a decisive factor in this match?
Introducing next, from Dublin, Ireland, weighing in at approximately 1 Brock Lesnar, the Violator!
Violator, a monster of a man. Talk about pain. A monster with Photoshop, making some black and white wallpapers and spreading them everywhere.
Next, from Princeton Plainsboro Sync Tube Teaching Hospital, New Jersey, weighing in at 196 pounds,
Thank you, Duct Tape.
It's the most work he's done all evening.
Next, from Speak and Spell, Northern Europe, weighing in at 128 pounds, Dave 1307.
Well, it's Dave 1307, so I must mention lowwrestling.com.
And from Sioux Castle, Westlake, weighing in at 58 stone, Johnny Westernlake.
Here he is, everyone. Probably the crowd favorite. Maybe not. I mean, listen to that crowd cheer for this guy.
How much do you know about this Johnny Westernlake fellow? I don't know much.
I know that he's a TNA insider. I know a lot about this man.
And from the European Union, weighing in at 108 kilograms, Moon!
Well, he's finished, and some people would certainly wish he'd finish. the poster of horrific gifts.
And creator of horrific jokes. Engineer, Digimon watcher, horrible person. Tri-Moon, ladies and gentlemen.
I believe Tri-Moon might be replacing... Some strange dancing going on there. I believe Tri-Moon might be replacing Super Blizzard. That's the word I'm getting in my ear here.
Well, that's great. Talk about a downgrade. Hashtag Randy Orton.
Finally,
right now.
from the borders of Mexico, possibly, weighing in at around 1 peso, he is a member of the New Age Buttholes, Desperado. Arriba, arriba.
Desperado, one of the New Age Buttholes, who of course last year won the King of Threesomes tournament along with Kitten Tits and Rao Muta. An impressive outing by all three people in that team.
All I know about Desperado is that he has a very big mouth. I think he got banned once. Maybe that was just wishful thinking. But never mind that. Speaking of people getting banned, we have Tri-Moon and Desperado starting off this match.
I mean, the one thing I would say about this combination here that we're seeing is the hat going to play a factor, Cobra.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm a big fan of wearing hats in the ring because if you get the brim just right, it can prevent your shoulders from hitting the mat and make you very hard to pin.
The huge DDT there from Desperado. Obviously, those Lucha Libre influences really playing their part here. And hashtag eat shit.
Hashtag eat shit. Trending worldwide as a result of Desperado's involvement in this match.
And the next man into this match, I believe that's the Violator. That is. Oh no, it's Johnny Westerlake. It's Johnny Westerlake. The Tri-Moon goes face first into the glass.
Excellent. Feel that pod crumbling just like one of Tri-Moon's Twin Towers jokes. Johnny Westerlake, listen to the crowd come alive.
And a huge German suplex on the steel. My God. The unforgiving steel.
I don't know if Tri-Moon is expecting that. Johnny's not exactly known for his in-ring prowess. He has a lot of heart and a lot of support. The TNA insider, I believe his uncle's roommate works at TNA. I was talking to him earlier and he was telling me about how Rob Van Dam coming to the WWE was a swerve. They're actually going to debut his fat older brother Blob Van Dam. We'll have to see if that's true.
And right now the numbers game is in the favour of the faces. It's like a TNA War Games match, and here comes Dave 1307. You can tell because he's green.
Whose side's he on again?
I believe he's on the Woo World Order's side.
I believe Dave is a robot? Is this true?
I've heard that he's been Dark Mage's mouthpiece in the last few weeks, which is a bit of a strange decision to make considering Dave speaks very little English. And a big full Nelson backbreaker there, and Tri-Moon covering his ass. Now a bulldog there by Dave, as Tri-Moon sent face first straight into that unforgiving steel. You can't buy forgiving steel apparently in wrestling.
Man, after all that facial abuse, he's going to look like one of his own gifts when this night's done.
And now Dr. House, I believe. Dr. House is in for his team. I can't remember if House was victorious last year, but caused some controversy over Thrill Murray's sister. I believe he also auditioned for Shoot Promo Season 3 as well.
Oh man, that's gonna be great. Are you excited for the return of Shoot Promo, Red?
Of course I'm excited. I can't shut it enough. And now almost all 6 men are in the ring, but Tri-Moon was struggling there, and a big elbow drop there from Dr. House. This is all kind of breaking down as the numbers advantage goes to the Woo World Order. The powerbomb from Dr. House.
we see the countdown here.
And the first pinfall attempt, I think it was only a 2.
Oh boy,
And here comes Violator. Oh, wait a minute, Desperado just took
away by Desperado.
Desperado just took out Violator.
History between these two men.
There might have been a bit of miscommunication. Now Western Lake drives the shoulder into Tri-Moon. And Violator with a huge knee to the face of Tri-Moon. Pinfall 1, 2, 3. I think Tri-Moon is gone. Tri-Moon's been eliminated.
Out early. Hallelujah, praise the Lord. Fuck off. We are down to 5 men in this match.
We're down to 5 men. It's 2-1 to the Woo World Order. Do you think that's going to play in anyone's particular favour here?
I don't know. I mean, really, it's too early to say. Good team down one man can still win it. Whereas, obviously the numbers game will play into this.
Of course, indeed, the numbers game. Indeed, and I think, we saw it slightly earlier as well that Woo was almost not working as the hive mind that we know it is. Do you think that they can stick together? Is teamwork important, or are we just going to go for those small individual victories?
Yeah, really, as much as people like to say Woo is not a hive mind, there are egos clashing every single day.
And wait a minute,
I've no doubt.
A pile driver by Dr. House on the outside on Western Lake, hooks the leg. Somehow Western Lake kicks out.
Look at the heart of that young man.
Now Dave 1037 is taking it to the monster in the corner, puts him onto the top turnbuckle, and a big Frankensteiner there from Dave 1307.
Just taking it to just that huge man there.
I think we're seeing the cattle mutilation on the outside there to Desperado.
Whereas Violator is taking out people left, right, center, every which way you could even imagine.
Dr. House is used to doing surgery, and I guess he's just picking everybody. But another cover here. Can't hear a count, but I believe that might be a 3. I think that was a 3.
Yeah, it looks like Desperado. No, he's still in.
Desperado is still in. It must have been a 2 count. Was he leaving? No, he's leaving.
He's leaving now. Going.
And now Dr. House slamming Western Lake into that chamber.
Desperado just riding into the sunset. But look, Johnny Western Lake refusing to give up.
And another pin from the Violator. Dave 1307 kicks out. With their 1,306 days beforehand, there's not now. And now a series of power bombs, taking a page out of Mr. Wrestling Reborn's book. And now a pin by House, taking advantage, but Western Lake still kicks out.
Johnny Western Lake, of course, I can say big fan favorite, not exactly the most serious competitor. Oh my God.
And now a pin by Dave, and again Violator says no and kicks out. Means the Woo World Order wins this match. They've won it. They've taken it home. They're taking over. They've taken over the image board.
Wow, Western Lake is bleeding pretty badly, Red.
The Crimson Mask, I know Red well.
That's great, because this is the kind of blood, as Johnny Western Lake will tell you, you won't see it in kiddified WWE, only in TNA where real men wrestle manliness. That's the power of Johnny Western Lake, bringing you the freedom to wear the Crimson Mask all you want. He's got to be in the zone right now.
The big, almost black hole slam there from Dr. House, and the Woo World Order really dominating here. Is a pin by Dr. House. And I think Johnny Western Lake's out of it. He is.
Oh man, the crowd just showing their displeasure at Johnny Western Lake being eliminated.
And now it's down.
He put up a good fight.
It's down to Violator and Dr. House, and we're not going to see another man enter, I believe, until one of these three is eliminated. And Dr. House You would have thought that maybe a 2-on-1 advantage would have been something to go for here, but he was taking a rest outside of the ring.
Dr. House, of course, knows when to pick his battles. Perhaps that just wasn't a battle he wanted to pick.
And a bit of miscommunication there. Dave 103. I'm just going to call him Dave. Dave went for the pin there. And Dr. House dropped an elbow. And now Dr. House could be setting up for another pile driver, driving the Violator's neck. And the monster still gets up.
God,
Dr. House backing away wisely. The pile driver.
God, talk about raw power. Look at this guy.
He's just been dropped on his head, and he went for a series of power bombs. And I think Dave has been pinned.
I mean, I'm not surprised. But Dave getting one last shot in.
It's down to Violator and an octopus, a version of the tarantula there.
The octopus! Oh, not enough.
And now Violator's got him up. F5! A huge F5! And Dr. House is down. And I guess we're heading into the second
in the
round
other
here.
ring. The other ring here.
And now it's Bane and Barack says.
Here we are. This is a War Games match, folks. We have a whole other match going on at the same time.
Bane now with a pump handle slam, turns it into a stomach crusher, driving. Barack says is Jesus Christ. Bane is just a punishment machine.
Oh, man. Talk about monsters. God, Bane just destroying Barack says.
He's softening.
Brutal.
He's softening up that back for that backbreaker combination that he used last year. And a huge overhead German suplex sends Barack says inside out.
Of course, he uses a backbreaker. He is Bane. He killed Batman with that thing.
Now Barack says seemingly getting an advantage here. And I believe Violator's back in the match again.
There we go, the Violator, winner of the last match. See how he does in this one. I mean, he's already wrestled before.
Oh, and a bang, a big splash on both men.
Oh my God, man! Talk about the monster. This is monumental. Bane and the Violator in the same ring together, along
now
with
double
Barack
teaming
says,
the monster.
One of the most popular superstars, I'd say. One of the most popular mods.
Indeed, Barack says he drank piss recently.
Apparently, drink piss. He gets drunk. He drinks piss beer as well.
Still left in this match, of course, Dr. House, Randy Orton, and Omega BR. And Dr. House is now back in this match again. House, of course, was picking his spots, and now Violator and Dr. House picking up where they left off a few moments ago. Both these men were relegated to their chambers after the last contest. I guess we replaced all the panes in the glass as well. We're terribly efficient, and a big overhead throw from Bane on the steel. And a spine buster, a spine on the pine from Violator. And Bane still dominating, Barack says. What a range of matches Barack says has competed in. The Elimination Chamber, Hell in a Cell, Fatal 4-Way last year, and now the countdown clock.
Yeah,
Who's in
Barack
next?
Says, highly tenured here at Rasslemania.
And here comes Omega BR.
Omega BR, as you said, I think Omega BR and Bane have not really been seeing eye to eye.
And Omega.
See if I think he's trying to decide what to do here. Not sure.
He's between Violator. He's between. Barack says he's stepping in and out.
Yeah, Violator and Bane with Omega in the middle. This is This is some pretty tense stuff here.
And now finally Omega and the Violator are getting it on. I think that really just shows the allegiance that Omega has turned on the board. Such a shame to see.
Really is. Just Omega, one of our best mobs, turning into this. But there's still one man left to enter this contest. You know who he is.
And here comes the symbol of Woo. It's Randy Orton. And all the men are now in this contest. It's 3-on-3. It's all even, and I think Bailey's pinning Brock, says, but Randy Orton makes the save. Was it too little too late there? I'm not sure.
It looks like it. Unfortunately, Randy Orton couldn't have been released a second earlier. But he tried to make the save and was unsuccessful. Barack says eliminated from this match.
And now, Brain with a huge drop kick there, taking down Randy Orton. Now Dr. House is taking over here.
Oh, look at that huge slam from Omega to Violator.
And now it appears that it's a 3-on-2 situation again, and a crucifix driver there, right on the shoulders of Randy Orton. Of course, those shoulders we saw earlier with Batista Don are probably the weakest part of Randy Orton.
You have to wonder if perhaps they got the original Randy Orton or got the current Randy Orton to help make Batista Don. Because Randy Orton definitely has his own shoulders right now.
So at this stage, Cobra, who would you say are the key players in this match right now?
Oh, I'd just give it to the big men. I mean, obviously there's Randy Orton, but if you just look at the sheer size of both the Violator and Bane, look at them right there wrestling each other. Just the two monsters, you know. You're trapped in between those two. They want nothing more than to just, beat everything in their sight.
Now a pin after that huge full-away slam. The Violator, he's been in this match the longest, seemingly giving nothing away here. As he throws Bane off. Have you ever seen anyone manhandle Bane like that? I mean, the Violator was essentially taking on the two biggest men in this contest. Wait a minute, what is Dr. House doing? I believe that was a testicular claw there.
Wow. The Orton is, I don't think we might not be seeing any third generation superstars from him.
Possibly changing lamps, and now a double team by Omega BR and Bane on the Violator.
Smart move. Take out one of the biggest men in the match. Take out the Violator, and then he can't do enough damage. Of course, it does take two men to take out the Violator.
And now a powerbomb on the steel. Incredible.
Absolutely.
And a backdrop driver there from the Violator. Still showing no signs of giving up. He tries to get a pin on Omega, but Omega kicks out.
The Violator, he must be feeling some kind of fatigue. He may be a monster of a man.
And now House has thrown Randy Orton to Bane.
Yeah, Bane is not picking the spots like I thought he was.
Bane steps out of the ring.
Does Bane not want to deal with Randy Orton?
I mean, maybe it's the whole symbology of Woo that just Bane doesn't want to deal with Randy Orton.
Excuse me, yeah, with King Randy. I mean, that was Orton at his best. But look, the octopus.
Another octopus. Shades of Christopher Nowinski.
There we have Bane and Violator going at each other again. There's two mountains of men.
Violator now sent to the corner. I mean, something's got to give in this situation. You've got two huge men, Randy Orton, the Violator, and Dr. House, and it looked like Orton was going for his RKO there, but House was able to interrupt, and a big GTS there. The anesthetic delivered, and House is going for a pin. But Orton kicked out there. Of course, the leader of the Blue World Order.
Nasty there from King Randy.
The New World Order, of course, their leader, Dark Matrix, was defeated earlier tonight. Do you think that's going to play into the minds of these men?
Absolutely, but I think that each man individually is good enough that even with the head cut off, they are not going to just die.
RKO! An RKO out of nowhere! An Omega BR! And a pinfall! I think Bane was going to break it up, but he didn't actually make the break himself.
Randy
That was
Orton
interesting.
angry, which is a sentence I've said many, many times. Stupid, stupid, stupid. Randy Orton is upset.
And Orton with a second RKO. Wait a minute.
Second RKO, that's gotta be
Bane
interrupted.
making a save there for Omega.
Randy Orton already back in the match. He is upset. You can tell it in his eyes.
You got to give the credit to Violate. I mean, all of the punishment that he's taken on the outside, and the guy is still getting up. He's still ducking clotheslines, and House is taking him up again. Another go to sleep. A pinfall here. One, and Orton quick to break up. Wait a minute. Omega BR just powerbomb Bane. My God. What the hell just happened here? I think that dissension in the ranks has finally broken down, and Orton is taking advantage of this situation. He makes a pin on Omega. Omega kicks out. And now Bane!
We talked about the dissension.
Bane is taking out Omega. And now a pin. Still Omega kicks out. Resilience of these men. So much on the line here
between Omega and Bane. You saw it firsthand here. Omega not willing to lose to King Randy.
Now almost a rings of sound. A chicken wing crossface there from Omega BR. And Orton manages to power out. The big DDT from Orton.
Power slam from Violator though.
And the F5 there as well from Violator.
Oh my God, on the gate.
And the pinfall. The House kicks out. My God. These men are in for the long haul.
You know, we could be seeing the effects, the lingering effects of those codes that Dark Matrix is so good at. Perhaps he passed on some of his knowledge to his followers.
Indeed, that could be a possibility. Maybe it's a last-ditch effort, and Orton is down again. His only other partner in the match has been
fuming.
Orton is he's always upset. He's always angry. Another pin. And Bane breaks it up. It would seem that whatever dissension that was there is now over. I'm not sure.
Perhaps it's just every man for themselves.
It's always a possibility indeed.
You know, you can't really afford to make friends in a situation like this.
No, and of course, you know, we talked about earlier that hive mind effect. I mean, as far as I can see, both teams are working as a cohesive unit. No weak links here. I would say the weak links are really out of the game as such at the moment.
Really, there's no telling what could happen or why.
Now all 5 men, I thought all 5 men were in the ring for a second. I think Dr. House there just bailed.
That's what it seems. Dr. House just not really sure what happened to him. But here we see the monsters, Bane and Violator, taking on each other. And Randy Orton now, a camel clutch. So, man, just huge powerbomb. We've seen this multiple times tonight. Violator taking it to the monster Bane. That could be it. The crowd is alive. But Bane is kicking out and Violator is upset. Very, very upset as he lifts him up for an F5. And goes for the cover.
I'm having some problems with my microphone. I'm hopefully going to get this sorted out. Hang on.
It's okay, Red. I can take over. Here, you know, I mean, oh my God, we've been waiting all match for this. Bane just destroying the Violator as Omega BR and Randy Orton face each other, taking on each other on the outside. This match has been brutal and violent and very long. This has been a War Games match. Wu versus the Wu World Order, of course. Wu will want to get point up. God, Bane flying. I've never seen that before. Laying into Violator. A huge Samoan drop. Oh my God, and now Violator just busted wide open. Talk about violence. Randy Orton can do nothing to help as he is just laying it in to Omega BR and vice versa. But Violator is coming back.
RKO, sorry, I just came back. What timing? Pinfall.
Talk about
come back now.
Glad your microphone was fixed. Right in time for the RKO.
I came back out of nowhere and so did Randy Orton. This is what it's come down to. It's 2-on-2 finally. 1 point for the Wu World Order would send us into chaos with Dark Matrix ruling over us all. A point from Wu would mean that it would go down to Rock versus Wrestler. And a pinfall by Bane, broken up by Randy Orton.
Just remember that with Dark Matrix, you may have cut off the head, but the body won't die. He may have lost the battle, but he could very well win the war in this match.
We saw earlier that Dark Matrix has many tricks, he has many forms. And his followers here are showing such tenacity, as he showed earlier, and Randy Orton with a delayed suplex. Wu is dominating at this moment in time. As Randy Orton goes over the arms of Bane.
The amount that has just happened to all these men in this entire match. I don't know how Violator is still standing. It must be superhuman.
I would say all 4 of these men right now are superhuman. You can't deny the tenacity of any of these 4 men. What they are fighting for is not just their own personal lives, but what they stand for. The Dark Matrix is all the tenacity, all the chaos. With the Wu, it's, I don't know, PS Vitas.
Well, yeah, I mean, I've said it before, Persona 4 Golden, available on PS Vita right now. Remember, you can donate to 420chan by clicking the link at the top of the page or by buying merchandise from their store. Do you want an Xbox One? Because Kurt does. So donate today.
Of course, it would seem that Kurt and Dark Matrix are on the same page as they're chilling that Wu World Order t-shirt.
Perhaps Kurt might have some ulterior motives.
Is there any real winners here tonight? Maybe. Who knows?
Oh, who knows? Who knows? Well, this is back to the match. Oh my God, that spear from Bane to Randy Orton. Probably one of the damnedest spears. We saw a spear earlier tonight. We've seen many spears in Rasslemania history. Reminder of Beer Copeland,
who of course interfered last year and saved everyone from Bane.
Yes, talk about spears. Perhaps Bane has been taking a few lessons from what took him down last year. Of course,
Well, better to take a lesson from that about spearing than the man that has spearing in his own name.
You got that right, Red. Spears, fearing the Spears. You're down to Randy Orton, Omega BR, and Bane, I believe. Wow.
But we thought we saw some dissension earlier between these two, but it seems they're finally getting... I was about to say they're finally getting along, and now a headlock there. Orton stands by. Maybe that was a...
Bit of a miscommunication there, as can happen in a triple threat situation.
Possibly a huddle. Maybe it was a group huddle. Maybe it could have been
Maybe
a group
they were
huddle.
hugging.
Maybe they were trying to just dissuade Randy Orton from using the headlock himself, and now Orton looks to be setting up for the RKO. But Bane pushes him off. It's possibly too little, too late, and now backbreaker. The backbreaker from Bane.
The backbreaker from Bane. That's gotta be it. That has got... No! Orton is up! Orton is up!
Orton taking down Omega.
We've seen this time and time again. Orton.
DDT.
Ortoning up.
Bane has relegated himself to the outside. A second DDT. And a big knee to the side of the back. And what is Bane doing is another camel clutch. Camel clutch.
Making him hungry.
Breaking his back. Are we going to see the end of Omega here?
Chanting for USA.
No, Omega powers out. Now Omega with the go behind. Randy Orton reverses. Whips him into the corner again. Bane not doing very much to try and help defend Omega BR. Maybe this dissension has become passive aggressive. It's through inaction, not action itself. And now Orton staggered. Powerbomb.
Oh, that's gotta be it. Orton is just livid, but Omega BR, both of them fighting over Randy Orton. Both of them want a piece of this guy.
Neither man can really decide, and settling the differences with a double stomach crusher. It doesn't look good for Wu. I've got to be honest, guys. You might as well start looking for a new image board. Pinfall from Omega. But Bane breaks the pinfall up. And a spear to Randy Orton by Bane. What the hell is going on? Wait a minute. And again we see Bane taking out Omega BR. It's a huge Samoan drop. Huge Samoan.
Bane is just wrecking everyone in the ring. I don't think it's about Wu versus WWO here. This is about Bane.
And Bane is breaking up any kind of an attempt of offense by Omega BR. And now Randy Orton tries to go for the pin, but Omega's too strong, kicking out. Backbreaker. Pinfall. 1, 2, 3. And it's down to Bane. We're down to Bane and Omega. And Bane just stood there with a huge spear by Bane.
Bane and King Randy, only two men in the ring. Here we are, WWO versus Wu. Who's gonna win it?
You can hear the chants being, I can only assume, being piped in. He looks like he's heading up to the top rope here.
Oh! RKO out of nowhere!
Oh my god, RKO! Pin!
Out of nowhere!
Make the cover! That's it, Wu's won!
Wu has won. It is all tied up with that huge RKO out of nowhere from
And here are
King
your
Randy.
winners. Randy Orton, Desperado, Johnny Westerleg, The Violator, and Barack says, Team Woo!
Similar to what we saw from basketball in Rasslemania 1. top of that cell. You've been in this cell before, Cole, but you know how high that is.
Oh, it's very high. It's horrible up there. I would never recommend it to anyone, despite it sometimes paying off and sometimes not for myself.
Wow.
It was probably one of the hardest matches I've ever been in, but this was just even worse. There's nothing you can say, indeed. God, talk about the tenacity and the heart of Team Wu, and even the Wu World Order. Wow. Look at that, King Randy.
The symbol of Wu came to defend his honor. It's 2 apiece.